Good morning, everyone. This is Elio Piedra, and you are watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Today, we're going to be talking with Kimber Greenwood, photographer and owner of Water Bear Photography. Hey, if you are ready to enjoy something amazing, photographing a different dimension of your imagination, stay right there because Kimber is going to join us right after this. Get up, baby, this morning. This is Elio Piedra. Another morning means another coffee because this is Morning Coffee with Elio. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. Welcome back to Morning Coffee with Elio. And if you really wanna know why I am so excited about today's show and why I want you to like it and share it, this show right now, if you are someone who likes taking pictures, who likes making memories, creating unique moments, especially with your family, with your loved one, I'm gonna show you a video of only 30 seconds that is gonna impact your morning right now. So you stay right there, watch this. And we are here with the great Kimber. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
I am better than good. I am very happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to you for for being here with us this morning. Thank you so much for doing what you do and for keep creating memories and we're gonna learn about your business. We're gonna learn more about what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. Because I mean, it is so different, and for me at least, it's difficult. It's very difficult. So I wanna ask you, Kimber, what inspired you to get involved with pictures, with taking pictures, with photography?
Sure. So I started about 4 years ago when my son was born. As you know, having a child changes you, and you just want to document every precious moment because they change so quickly. So my husband bought me my first camera that Christmas after I spent a lot of money on my son's newborn pictures and then kept booking new sessions. So that's kind
Wow.
of how I got started. My son was my original inspiration.
Wow, that is amazing. So before that, you didn't have anything to do with photos or taking pictures at all.
No, I had never even picked up a camera before Christmas in 2016.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And you learn by yourself, or how do you learn how to do this? I mean, just watching videos or somebody taught you how to do it?
Yeah, so I learned a lot off of YouTube. I learned a lot. There's paid subscriptions. I think I took a creative live class on Photoshop. As I started improving and learning more, I would find local photographers that would let me second shoot and tag along at weddings, carry their bags, and then after you get to a more advanced level, now I'll travel to work with some of the best and learn from them hands on.
Nice, nice. But now I gotta ask you because now you are like a local celebrity. You are doing galas, weddings, you do it all, and I always wonder, well, how long she's been doing this because it's amazing, you know. And now I am gonna share with our morning coffee community some of the pictures that I wanna, talk about because they are very different. I always wonder how you, especially you, how you decide, for example, location. What location to use? For example, talk me about this idea, this picture right here.
Sure. So that was part of UF Hilton. We wanted to do a wedding shoot there, and we wanted to do something a little different and not just your typical wedding shoot, but kind of show couples, the possibilities of the space. So I looked around and I saw that, some companies actually offer this dancing on the clouds look, and I didn't see anybody local offering it. So my husband, who's very handy, helped me kind of figure it out. He helped me the day of the shoot, actually. He built 4 dry ice machines and he drilled holes to put the fans in them, and it turned out great. It was a lot of fun.
That is awesome. And let me see. And what about this one? What about this one right here?
Sure. So that's taken at one of the springs. That's, kind of what we're famous for here in North Central Florida. And that's actually a friend of mine who hired me to do her maternity photos. And so we just went out. I think we did a practice session in a pool to kind of work on some posing. And she's a natural, as you can see. And we just went out to the springs. We had a great day. And I loved her pose there. I love how her fingers are just trailing, barely under the surface.
That's awesome. But so basically, you select locations depending on what your clients want, or how this idea of going on the water. What was the first time? When was the first time that you thought, okay, let's try underwater?
So that was, I think that was about 2 years ago. And my friend was pregnant and she wanted to go to the springs. And I had this cheap little, those like point and shoot cameras, and it could go underwater. So I said, hey, while we're here, if you don't mind getting wet, I'd love to just take a few of just your tummy underwater. And that was it. I was hooked. I love it. I've never stopped doing it. And now I own way too much underwater gear, and it's a problem. But with location, usually what I do is I do a consult with every client. We sit here on this couch. We have a conversation. I ask them a lot of different questions to try to figure out what it is that they really truly want. What's going to make them not just like nice pictures, but what's going to be like, yes, that is what I was hoping for. So I asked a lot of questions, and then we look for places that are unique, places that aren't just, oh, it's a nice park. We look for things that have a big distinguishing feature. So whether it's the water or, some unique rock features or trees or a waterfall, we want to make it really, really special for people.
Awesome. So basically, you can decide based on what your client wants. Yeah, your clients tell you what they want. They want to go on the water. They want to go to, for example, this picture that watch this, guy. This is fantastic. This picture right here. I think that's you, right? That's yourself.
Yeah, that's me.
That is an awesome picture. I saw that picture on your website and I was like, look at this. It was like 1950, This is
Yeah, that's what we
amazing.
were going for. Yeah, we were doing a old Hollywood kind of vintage sort of look, 1950s. And I found that outfit in Goodwill, just here in local Gainesville. Took it home and washed
Wow.
it, and, wore it, and everything else. So I actually own the trunks that I'm sitting on, the vintage suitcase, but the whole background I added in digitally.
Wow. And now going back to the equipment, I am really interested on learning about the equipment because to be able to go underwater, you need a special equipment, right? It's not like the regular camera that you will use to take just regular pictures. So talk to me a little bit about this.
Sure. So I'm a Nikon shooter. So I use the Nikon DSLR, and I have a special housing that's made for it. It's a clear acrylic, and it has big handles on either side. And it probably weighs about, I don't know, probably at least 10, 15 pounds all said and done. And I have to put special floats on it because otherwise it's too heavy. But yeah, it has a big glass dome port out front, so I can do those split shots that you see that are half above the water and half under the water. And clients love those. That's a big request that I get. And that's kind of how we do it. So I put it together beforehand. I vacuum seal it to test it, make sure that it's not going to leak with my really expensive camera gear inside. And then we go to the water.
Nice. Colors. Let's talk about colors. How you decide colors? Because, for example, the reason I ask you this question is because, for example, look at these guys. Look at this picture. This is something unbelievable. You know that these colors. How you decide? Oh, this color on the water goes with this other color. I mean, that is that on the water, right?
Yes, that's underwater. I actually drop a backdrop into the water and weight it down. And then that's how we get that beautiful fine art black look.
Oh my gosh, look at this one. Look at this one, guys. This is amazing. And well, I know like it is easier, I guess, make create a contrast with black and red, black and pink. But I mean, to me again, it is so difficult. So you ask the client the colors they want, and then you make suggestions. How that works?
Sure. So during our design consultation, we usually sit down and I'll ask them if they have strong feelings about any particular colors. If they don't, the next step is I dress them. So I have about 60 couture gowns in my closet. Those are all gowns that I own in my in my studio. And so usually
Wow.
what we'll do is we'll try them on, or in this time of COVID that we can't really try things on, I send a digital catalog. And they pick out usually their top, 5 or so favorite dresses, and then we narrow it down further. Once we have the color palette that they feel confident in, they feel beautiful in, they know these dresses fit, that they're going to look gorgeous, then we kind of design the rest of the session. So if we're doing the black backdrop that you see in these pictures, I want something that's going to have a lot of color, a lot of contrast so that your eye goes straight to the subject. So I'm not going to pick obviously like a navy blue or gray or black. I want something vivid and saturated. But if we shoot, somewhere in the woods, I shot at a huge old oak tree the other night. And honestly, a simple white gown was perfect. It popped her off the backdrop. So it's all about having the right balance of contrast and saturation. And also by playing off of complementary colors and I use the color wheel a lot. So if we're shooting in the Greenwoods, I'll usually put my client in a red dress to provide that really vivid contrast on the opposite side of the color wheel.
Wow. And talk to me about this picture. Is this Kara? No, that's not Kara.
No, that's not Kara. I don't remember the name of the makeup artist for that, but that was a fun creative shot that I saw pop up in one of my wedding groups, and I thought we'd try it. So we cranked the ring light up as high as it could go. We shut off every single light in the room, and that's kind of the crazy effect that you get from that.
I mean, I gotta tell you, you are fantastic.
You too. You too. I love
that,
working weddings with you. They're always
oh
high
my
energy.
gosh. Yes, no, no, and that's the other thing. Kimber and myself, we have the opportunity to work together. Different times, different venues, different layouts and formats, and it's amazing how you adapt yourself to the situation and you catch the very, very, absolutely best moments of the event, and that's so important because I mean, you can have the best. Here's the thing: you can have the best camera. Watch this. You can have the best equipment and give it to Elio. Give it to me. I'm not gonna do anything with it. You know what I mean? That's a gift. That's what I mean. It is a gift to be able to capture the best, the very best moments of every single occasion. It can be a wedding, it can be a festival, and now that's the other thing. I wanna learn, and I wanna share because I know, but I wanna share with our morning coffee community all the different events, of the different type of events that you and your company do.
Sure. So as you saw, I definitely specialize in underwater work. That's probably what I'm most known for. I love, going out, adventuring, getting wet. It's a lot of fun. But I also specialize in regular maternity sessions. I feel really strong about making pregnant mamas feel beautiful and confident. And it's just such a privilege to help welcome that new life every time. I don't know, there's something about it that just gets me as a mom and just as a person. I love pregnant women. And I do a lot of boudoir. So we we set up the studio. We try to make women feel their very best, confident, beautiful. And I also do a lot of weddings. So those are kind of our genres that we primarily shoot. Once in a while, we'll venture into something a little different, but I would say that that's probably where my strengths lie.
Do you also travel outside of, I will say, outside of Gainesville, outside of Florida?
Yes, we travel all over. Love to travel, love to go new places. Unfortunately, we just had to cancel 2 destination weddings. We had one in the Outer Banks and one in South Florida that are getting rescheduled, but we'll get them rescheduled, get back. But we traveled to Iceland last year, and I think we're going to be going to Hawaii, hopefully over Christmas, to capture an elopement.
So when you travel, so basically it is because you have clients, I mean, in that side of the world, in that country, or is because you guys go to capture pictures of the nature of different, weathers. How that works?
So usually what happens is I'll have somebody that I already know or someone that knows of me who's usually in the States, but they want to go somewhere different, whether it's for an anniversary shoot, a vow renewal, an elopement, an adventure session. We do a lot of adventure sessions. So that's usually, we'll start planning from there. And if we can't get the scenery that we want, we'll start thinking, okay, well, where could we get this? And, what would it take to accomplish this? And then if they decide they want to go somewhere unique, I'll give them a quote, and that's that. We go along with them, and then usually we'll stay a few days after and kind of make it a trip too and do some fun stuff on our own.
Nice. Now that you mentioned quotes, so I know usually we don't like to talk about this, especially in person. If anybody asks you about pricing, let's talk about pricing, because everybody right now may be like, oh my God, I want that photographer on my wedding. So let's talk about pricing. What is the pricing, the price range to have someone like you, to have Kimber at let's say at my wedding, at my anniversary? Is it the same price? Is different the price? And what is the price range?
Sure. So you start, for an underwater session, I start at $950, and that's going to actually include 2 photo shoots, above water and below water. And it also includes about $500 in print credits. You can get a big canvas or something for your walls. If you wanted to do our elopement packages, so elopements, are very small, usually 20 people maximum, usually less hours of coverage because they're not doing a whole reception with all the typical traditions. So those are usually about $1,500, but it goes kind of hourly. So we do custom quotes for people who want as short as 2 hours, people who want, all day coverage. And then I would say our average wedding is typically about $4,000, and that's going to include 2 photographers, all day coverage pretty much, and all the digital images that we produce during that time. So and it includes a complimentary engagement session. So I love the engagement sessions. That's a fun extra thing to have with my clients.
Awesome. So now let's take a direction, and I need to ask you about this situation with COVID-19. You just mentioned that hopefully that you got 2 weddings that they got postponed, and also hopefully you're going to Hawaii and all of that. So how this situation with COVID-19 has impacted your business? If actually, I don't know if it has impacted your business, but if so, how?
Sure. COVID has definitely impacted my business, and, being a wedding vendor, being somebody who works so closely with other people, I know you get this. It's really tough to go from touching people, hugging them, helping arrange their gowns, to not being able to touch, not being able to meet in person. So we closed down from the day that I got back from Iceland. We closed down till almost through the end of May. So that was pretty tough. We lost a lot of income during that time, but thankfully we still kept booking new clients. And even though we couldn't shoot, we kept planning so that when we could open up again, we were able to kind of hit the ground running. And then, of course, now that we're reopened, we are taking a lot of precautions, sanitizing the studio between every session. Any gowns that are worn are heated to over 300 degrees between, before and after, so that it's sanitary, that clients have no, worries about using our dresses. And we're doing a lot of our meetings either through Zoom, and we're doing a lot of phone calls and emails instead of meeting face to face, unfortunately. So it's definitely changed how we do business. And of course, my staff and I wear masks the whole time. As you saw at our last wedding, we try to always, take every single precaution that we can, because this is, I would never want to expose anybody, nor, being a professional who's around other people, nor would I want to, put anyone else at risk.
Yes, yes. So you recently made a post on Facebook that actually grabbed my attention about, and basically this post was related to principle values, how sometimes men can treat women when they are partners, when they are working together. And to be honest, I would like to expand on that, to mention this over here, because I think it's super important. So what can you tell me about this post that you made on Facebook?
Sure. So right now, my husband and I are in the process of doing an addition on our house, and we deal with a lot of contractors, a lot of subcontractors, and my husband works a lot. He's a busy guy, and I handle dealing with most of them, and kind of telling them what we want, what our vision is, what our budget is. And while most of them have been wonderful, once or twice I've had people kind of sort of strong arm me into agreeing to things that they want, or trying to push extra services, or trying to get me to go on a timeline that's not, that's more convenient for them than it is for me as a homeowner. And it gets pretty frustrating, because on the few occasions when my husband will deal with people, they talk about the scope of the work, they sign the contract, that's it, it's done. And it seems like when I do it, they say, "Oh, are you sure that's what you want?" Or they'll overly explain things that I didn't ask, to be explained. So it's been a little frustrating, trying to deal with it and trying to tell people, this is our second house we've renovated. I think we understand pretty much what we want. We just want a quote and to know when you're available.
Yeah, and that happened. I mean, I don't know if this happened to you, that because you're a woman and sometimes you are actually working at any event, and you are working in partnership with somebody else, another vendor, and it's a male. That happened to you before, that you have sometimes the same character that you were perceiving from this individual at this event. I don't know if this ever happened to you before.
A lot of times my husband is my second shooter at weddings, and people will think that he's the company owner, and they'll talk to him and ask him things and kind of defer to him instead of me. So that happens a lot. But other than that, with other vendors, I've never had an issue. I think our Gainesville community, we know each other, we treat each other well, thankfully. But yeah, a lot of times they'll think that my husband is the business owner and that he's the one in charge, because he's a tall guy.
And they don't know you are the boss. That is so funny. Kimber, you are so fun. So talk to me about this. You just get a water. You just won a prize, right? I saw that on Facebook.
Yes.
I mean, I wanna hear about that.
Sure. So actually, we had another big win this morning that we just found out about too. So that was really. Yeah, so the one that you're mentioning was for the black and white underwater image of the woman kind of holding her ankles. And so that was a really fun shoot. We did that last spring, and that was I really loved working with her. She was not the most confident in the water. Yep, that image. And so that was really one of the few solid images that we got from that shoot, but it's just so powerful. I think it just says, look at me, I'm a mom, I'm strong. And I love that image. And so that just took gold in a photography competition that was an international competition. And I got some really good feedback from the judges on it. The other one that just took second place out of over 18,000 images worldwide was one of my underwater bride and groom that went viral last year. So that was really interesting.
So, okay, so let me see if I understand it. So this image, this black and white image, won gold?
Yes, so there's different categories. In the maternity section, this was one of the gold recipients, and it's based on points. So they usually start, bronze is kind of considered the threshold for a professional photographer. Silver is a definite honor to get, and gold is pretty tough to get that. So I was very honored to receive that, and that was not expected.
Awesome, that's fantastic. Okay, so now it is time for a segment that we is called "This Is Happening." It is kind of like a game where you get to decide from different options that I'm gonna give you. What would you change in the world? Are you ready?
What would I change?
What would you change in the world?
Okay.
Let's make it happen. Alrighty, so here we go. This is the game. So, what would you change in the world? Emotional situation, economic situation, political situation, or mindset?
Hmm. Wow. Can I just vote for all of them? Just kidding. Right now, I would say I would go with political. I guess
Political, you
that's
said?
political. Yeah, I've seen so much hurt come to light recently with, how our country's been now exploring a lot of our racist history. And I've seen so much growth in a lot of people and change and people not afraid to face those conversations. And I think it's incredible kind of the impetus that we're getting moving forward. And I would love for that to keep changing and evolving so that we can treat all of our citizens, with the true love and respect that they should have.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, this game basically you select one and you choose one and you get to say why. And I wanna expand a little more on that because I gotta be honest, this is the first time that any guest come to your show and selected political situation, which is great because I like you're very different in every single way. You take pictures different way. You're very special on what you do. So, do you think? I want to ask you. Do you think political situation could eventually affect economic situation, emotional situation, and mindset?
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, I would say the main aspect of the political situation that I would feel very strongly about talking about is the racism and is the Black Lives Matter movement. I know that you're a minority, I'm a minority. We have a lot of friends who, are Black and who have dealt with the systemic racism and oppression. And I think that when that is not only is it they have no representation in main offices, when there are laws that kind of seek to hold them down, it is so hard. Of course it's going to affect their economic situation, their emotional situation, and their mindset. It is hearing the stories from other Black vendors and just the struggles that they've had to overcome that I personally have not. It's tough, and I really hope that we start enacting policy to see some change.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. So, anything that you would like to share with the community before we go? How can people find you?
Oh, sure. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me on waterbearphotography.com and just drop me a message. I'm always happy to chat, even if it's not photography related.
Nice. And anything that you would like to share with the community? Anything that you would like to share with our fellow vendors?
Sure. So I would honestly just love to say how grateful I am. Gainesville has been such a wonderful community to me. I love being one of the local vendors. I love going to work every single day with people like Elio and his team and getting to celebrate and getting to be part of your love story. It's something that we don't take it lightly. It's a huge privilege. So every day I wake up with just gratitude in my heart toward Gainesville and toward its people.
Yes, and I agree with you 150%. We love Gainesville. We love the Gainesville community. We love our group of vendors, Gainesville professional wedding vendors that we have as well. Shout out to you guys. All of you guys, they can be the same vendor, the same type of vendor of not. We love you all, and we really appreciate Gainesville, and we really appreciate you for coming this morning to Morning Coffee with Elio, sharing your art. You are an artist. You are beyond photography already. What you are doing is art. It is changing lives, making moments special, bringing bringing that light that people and families they need, every single day, especially in moments like this. Because I mean, when you see a picture, sometimes a picture can speak 1,000 words. So you are creating those moments all the time, almost every single day. I follow you on Facebook. Make sure you follow Water Bear Photography and on Facebook, Instagram. You have Twitter. You said right?
No, not Twitter.
Not Twitter. Not Twitter. Not Twitter, please.
But Instagram, website, and actually, I think I'm now on Pinterest. So still trying to figure that one out. But
Awesome, awesome. Well, guys, this is Elio Piera once again, and you've been enjoying Morning Coffee with Elio. Do not forget to like us and share share the show right now. And you can not only like us on Facebook, but also on YouTube, Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. You can leave a comment right now. You would like to know about pricing. If you are getting married and you need a great photographer for your wedding, I'm telling you, leave a comment below. We're gonna meet you down there at the comments, and I am sure that Kimber is gonna get back to you, really, really fast, because this is what we do. And do not forget to always, stay with that positive attitude, and remember that we are all in this together. We got this, and as I always say, stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full. I'm gonna see you next time. Do not forget to leave a comment. We're gonna meet you down there. See you next time.
bye. Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with Elio community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.